Hey guys, I'm making this video to announce that I've been, but I'm officially, the other day, like 3 days ago, I started work on my big project, the Bank of Cryptocurrency.com, that is, .com, motherfucker. I've owned the domain name. I own like three or four of the .com domain names for the Bank of Cryptocurrency. Um, I last year I bought the trademark, but I was still like a little bit too shy to talk about it online because I really wanted to wait until I posted the finished product. I just want to get people hyped and excited for the product. It should be an awesome product. We're going to be competing with industry giants like Crypto.com, uh, even MetaMask. I'm not going to be, it's going to be its own standalone thing. It's not going to be uh, using anyone else's technology. It's going to be its own standalone thing with its own wallet database, Web3 technology where you own your data. I don't have really access to my your to my data. No, I don't have access to your data. Trying to engineer it in such a way where it's completely decentralized and you basically control your own money. It's not like a traditional savings account. I'm debating, and a question that I have for you guys is what how can I make money with this product? I have my ways of making money with this product, but I want to hear how you would make money with this product and if you are interested in investing into this company. Uh, I'm not the sole owner of this company. I want to basically sell 50% of this company over the course of launch to about, maybe like 10 years into the future, sell maybe like 10 or 50% of the company. I got my hair slicked back for this video. You know, big shot entrepreneur now working on the Bank of Cryptocurrency. Well, I made a couple videos the other day and my hair was not slicked back, but I was still working on the Bank of Cryptocurrency. Right now, I'm working on a standalone wallet application, crypto wallet application that does not depend on MetaMask. And the crazy thing is, story time, is I've been using AI to help me build my stuff. And the fucked up thing is for the past couple years, I've been trying to learn how to code. All of a sudden, now AI coding has become such a thing, and it's crazy that I basically negated like 5 hard years of learning how to code with the advent of AI coming out. The Bank of Cryptocurrency really is just a name. It's just the name is awesome. It's like an awesome name to turn into a business to make money. That's what I think a lot of businesses really are. Probably 20% of the businesses out there are just like a good name attached with a decent enough product, and the name is what really makes a shitload of money. Um, it's not, was not really my aspiration starting out in entrepreneurship to be in this business, in the crypto business and the crypto wallet business. If anything, I wanted to try to avoid it because governments are probably going to like try to come after me and stuff like in the future and get me to sign all this paperwork and stuff to make me like accept certain policies into my business. And that's fine. Hey, I mean, like, if I'll make a deal with the devil, I guess I'll make a deal with the United States government. So, pretty much, yeah, so it's the Bank of Cryptocurrency really origins from just the name. I just did a search for the domain name and the domain name was available, and then I started thinking about ways that we could monetize the product. And my goal really is to sort of like not centralize, but sort of like give people like a sort of stable, like a foundation of where cryptocurrency comes from. Is like, you know, the basis of cryptocurrency is basically, you know, people wanted to, it randomly came out at some point like 10 or 15 years ago in like the dawn of the internet, right? Someone figured out a way to basically make their own brand of money. And if we look at history, that has never done very well politically. A lot of people have wound up dead over shit like that, and I don't want that to be me. So basically, to work in cooperation with the United States government and the governments of the world to basically make crypto an accepted part as like it. I think we can all agree that crypto is never going to like take over money. You know, crypto is never going to be like the number one way that people pay for things, because crypto doesn't exist in physical form. You know, crypto only exists on the internet. If you think about it, you know, what's his name took away the gold standard in 1933, I think. One of those presidents removed the gold standard from the United States, which took away, at the time, was the main physical form of money. But the gold standard by itself was an inefficient way to, with 300 million people in this country, there's just not enough gold in the world to accurately, no, with 300 million people in the United States, 7 billion people in the world, you know, the gold standard was not efficient, and crypto's not efficient. The only thing that will ever exist is money. Money is the only thing that will ever hold, like, the basis of financial value will always be government controlled money. And if you haven't accepted that, then you just need to accept that and stop being a dumbass, basically. You can have all the hopes and dreams in the world. I never thought I would be a billionaire. You know, I thought like over the course of 25 years, if I could make $100 million, or when I was 5 years old, with my first aspirations to own my own business, I thought like if I could make $4 million over the course of my career, that would be fine. But now I'm 30, and the bank of cryptocurrency alone, with the domain names and the trademark, is worth like more than that if you consider that crypto.com sold in 2017, I think, for $7 million. The bank of cryptocurrency, with the trademark, is probably worth like 40 million, 70 million, something like that, because the bank of cryptocurrency is always going to be around. Crypto.com could easily get, I think the bank of cryptocurrency and crypto.com are going to be in competition forever, perhaps. You know, it's not my aspiration to take over the industry. It's simply my goal to uphold the virtues of decentralized finance by making it a more integrated part of everyday life for everyone in the fucking world, god damn it. And to eventually incorporate new Web3 technology like worldwide. I don't think a lot of the major platforms of the world are currently using Web3 technology. Like, basically the basis of Web3 is to put, one of the bases of Web3 is to put users in control of their data and their money and stuff like that. The basis of Web3 is to put users in control of their data and their money. So pretty much currently, websites store people's data on databases that are usually stored somewhere in the company headquarters, like Facebook stores your login details on a database in their own private location. Now, for me, it's going to be like a good long time before I get the bank of cryptocurrency to launch, simply because I have to incorporate certain Web3 technologies. Like, I could never have access to your username and password for your bank of cryptocurrency account, because that puts me as someone who could potentially access your money. And pretty much that's bad. The basis of Web3 is to put the users in control of their money and their data. Uh, 100 years ago, or at some point in not so long ago, people didn't trust banks because a lot of banks were going under and stuff, and people were losing money. And people would take all their money out of the bank and they would be stuffing their mattress with money, So we're trying to avoid that with the bank of cryptocurrency. So I literally have to learn how to code all this shit by myself. It's just me, a one-man show over here. And pretty much, that's it, I guess. Bank of cryptocurrency is going live. I predict I'll be able to make it go live in about 2 years. You know, but anything with big business is, you know, variables could be anywhere from 8 months to 15 fucking years. Who knows? You know, I'm just going to go with the flow and, you know, try my best. And sometimes we want to try our best, but some things are just fucking impossible. And if you really think about it, don't you think that everybody would be doing the right fucking thing if only they knew better? You know, but most people are in a fucking trance. You see, most people are in a fucking trance that all my life, all I ever wanted to do was like own my own business. All my life. That was like my first thought, was like not working a job, was owning my own business. So most people are in this trance of working a job, right? And my grandfather told me at a very young age, some people find themselves as their destiny is their place in this world is owning businesses, and some people work for people who own businesses, and neither one is necessarily better than the other. If anything, at the time in the year 2000, or this was probably 1998 when he told me this, it was better to be an employee back then, you know, because being rich made you a high profile individual, which means that you basically would be a target. And at the end of the day, you know, I hope crypto does become like the ultimate money, right? Because then that would make me the big like bank of cryptocurrency of the fucking world. But then the people would come kill me for owning a business called the bank of cryptocurrency. But we just have to basically accept that crypto will never take over government money as a primary payment method, right? So the bank of cryptocurrency is going to be probably a top 3 crypto business for a long time. You know, I'm gonna market the shit out of it. I'm gonna do my diligence. I'm gonna hire a marketing team, and it starts this year. So I've owned this domain name since 2015. I got the trademark officially last year. And I spent a good 8 years in limbo, you know, preparing and like trying to get my hands on the money to get the trademark and all the paperwork that I need. And then when I applied for the trademark, they basically denied me because they said that the trademark was too common. It was too like standard of a name. Like you can't apparently trademark the name the bank of cryptocurrency. But I still own the trademark filing, which is stored in their database. So we're moving into Web 3. The bank of cryptocurrency is going to be decentralized database, decentralized, decentralized database, decentralized finance. I don't have access to your information. You control your money. You control your data. I don't even save your login details into my database. I don't want that responsibility of having access to basically people's money. It's just not that I would do anything with it. It's just kind of a fucking headache, basically. I think a lot of financial institutions, if you could consider me a financial institution, a lot of financial institutions feel the same way. You know, like having access to everyone's fucking money is just, at the end of the day, is like, if you're down to your last fucking dollars, at what point do you dip in the fucking reserves and take money for yourself? You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't even want the headache. This is the perfect business for me. I'm no crook. I'm no criminal. I'm no thief. I am Tony fucking Montana of the Bank of Cryptocurrency, but I don't do drugs. And if you don't get that reference, then watch the movie Scarface. It was one of the movies that I watched coming up. But yeah, so if you want to buy shares of the Bank of Cryptocurrency, I will be doing a asset sale. You can invest early on into the company. I predict we could get the share price up to about $15 like pretty quickly. You know, back when Facebook was worth like 45 billion, their share price was like $20. I don't know how share price is normally calculated. I'll probably start by selling like shares for like, I don't even know. I don't know how to create a stock or anything like that. Basically, I'll just sell you a raw percentage of the company for a raw amount of money. And you can have a vote in company policy and stuff. Hit me back in the comments. Bank of Cryptocurrency. Let's fucking go.